All right, so we're starting off, what is the difference between the circumcenter of a triangle and the incenter of a triangle? So remember, the circumcenter is the center of a circumscribed circle, and the incenter is the center of an inscribed triangle. So when you circumscribe a circle, so you draw a circle around a quadrilateral. So here's our quadrilateral. Quadrilateral means it has 4 sides, so it can look like however you want. It could be a rectangle, it could be a rhombus, it could be a parallelogram, doesn't matter. So if you were circumscribing a circle, which means you're drawing a circle around that, what's really neat about this is that the opposite angles are going to be supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. So what that means is that if this angle was 75, then this one over here would have to be 105, because opposite angles, which is what these two are supplementary. That means they add up to 180. So it tells us that in this diagram, circle P is circumscribed about quadrilateral ABCD, which means it's drawn around quadrilateral ABCD. What is X? So we know that X plus 100 has to equal 180 because they're opposite angles, so they have to be supplementary. So I'm going to solve, which means I'm going to subtract 100 from both sides. And that's going to cancel, so I have X equals 180 minus 100 is 80. So X would be 80 in this case. So the only way to circumscribe a circle around a parallelogram, so remember parallelograms, you learned about those in Unit 1. Parallelograms look like this. The only way to circumscribe a circle around a parallelogram is to actually make that parallelogram a rectangle. So you cannot draw a circle around this shape. You can only draw a circle around a rectangle. And notice that this here is not a parallelogram or a rectangle. It's just a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides and there's no other characteristics about it that make sense. So we've got to determine whether or not it's possible to circumscribe a circle about the quadrilateral. Well, to figure that out, we need to add, because our opposite angles should be supplementary. So we need to add 85 and plus 90 is going to be 175, and 90 plus 95 is going to be 185. So this would not, that I could not circumscribe a circle around this. So I could not circumscribe it, because in order for it to circumscribe it, these would have to be 180 is what it should be, but it's not. So number 3, so we're going to add these two, and we're going to add these two. So if we do 60 plus 60, we're going to get 120. If we do 120 plus 120, we're going to get 240. So again, we could not circumscribe a circle around this because we did not get 180 for either of those. Number 5, I need to add my opposite angles. So 100 plus 80 equals 180, and 50 plus 130 equals 180. So in this case, yes, I could. All right, number 7. So we've got to, again, add our opposite angles. So our 45 plus 135 is going to be 180. And the other 45 plus 135 then would also be 180. So yes, we can circumscribe a circle around this because we got 180 for each of those. And lastly, number 9, we're going to add our opposite angles. So 95 plus 55, well, that's going to be 150. and 95 plus 115 is going to be 210. So in this case, we would not be able to circumscribe a circle around this.